welcome to the channel. I'm back from our 4-day high country ride. I thought I would do the summary first, do the wrap up, go through all the things that worked on the bike, things that I was really happy with, things that didn't work, things that I would change, because I'm pretty sure that's what most of you guys are interested in, more so than the footage from the ride. I'll start by saying that the 500 performed magnificently. It covered the entire time without problem. There was a few flat tyres, as you'd expect. There was some operator error, leaving a zip undone on a tank bag, but basically the bike went really well. The first thing that I was really keen on knowing how it went was the seat. So I have mentioned the seat before. I've had seat concept seat, I've had a wider seat made up, which is a Fisher copy, and this time I've had that softened even further. So Mario down at Topline Upholstery in Seaford, one of the suburbs of Melbourne, has done a fantastic job in this seat, and I am super happy with it now. At the end of 3 days, wasn't a 4-day ride for me, at the end of 3 days, even after about 4 hours on the bitumen to get home, absolutely perfect in terms of comfort. The next thing is on the luggage system, so the Moscow Reckless 40s. So I've used this on a few rides, and I'm more than happy with what it can carry and how it all sits. I had one issue with the lower attachment point. The way that I had it attached, it melted on the exhaust pipe, so all I would do is go back to how I had it on the other side, which is via a metal clip. So I'll be putting one of those metal clips on the exhaust side as well. That'll solve that problem. Tyres, I ran a Metzler MC360 on the rear. Now it was a third worn when I left. I figured it would probably do 2 days really well, and it did. It did 2 days fine. I found it a bit sketchy in the loose gravel. I'm not sure if that's the brakes on the bike lacking much feel, but I felt like as soon as I touched the rear brake, it just locked up and slid out. This is what it looks like now after this many kilometers. I did cover probably close to 600 kilometers on the bitumen for various reasons, and I have to say, even in quite a spirited ride down the bitumen, it handled magnificently. It was like absolutely no problems with the tyre. There was no problems with grip at all on the bitchy even, so it was great. As I said, I spent a bit of time on the bitumen. I was very glad to have the screen on the bike on the way back. So the screen was fantastic, just keeps that wind off. The mirrors, the fold out mirrors that I have on this bike, fantastic. Again, they're so easy to fold in and out on the go, and as soon as the trail starts to close in and you get all the saplings growing in on you, you can just fold them in, get them out of the way. You know you're not going to break them, so that's excellent. I did hit a small tree or something at some point, and the way that they are designed, it just folded back in. So thumbs up for the highway dirt bikes mirrors. I was trying the GoPro Hero 5 Session camera. I'm really keen on an on-bike perspective, and to get the whole front wheel in, I think it looks fantastic. I was really happy with how that particular camera worked. The electronic stabilization on that camera works a treat for this particular spot. I've tried the Sony X3000 with the optical image stabilization, and it can't handle the vibrations. I think it just overpowers it. But the GoPro worked really well. I'm sure the GoPro Hero 8 are probably even better. Earlier I did mention a user error. I left the zip open on my tank bag, lost my phone, lost the GoPro on the track, so we spent probably an hour and a half backtracking, riding really slowly. I found them eventually, thanks to one of my buddies as well. So we found both. Absolutely unbelievable, but we did. So the cause was me not zipping up the tank bag. What I will change is the small piece of cord on the zips. I have another tank bag, a Wolfman one with yellow ones, and it's really easy to you just glance down and you can see that the two zips are together because they're yellow. At the moment these are black and they just don't, it doesn't stand out, it doesn't jump into your head that you've got to do something with it. Fuel capacity, 17 litres in there. I was thinking that we would probably cover the entire day on what's in this tank without spare fuel, and I did. On the Saturday I covered 331 kilometres and I used 15 litres exactly. So you can see from the list there that the fuel economy in all legs, every time I filled up, I was around 22 kilometres per litre, which is sensational, even given high country riding and a lot of fast bitumen as well for some of that. So I will say I did have a problem with the dash trip computer thing. It kept resetting itself for some reason. I don't know why. I'm getting some sort of error code on that. I'll have to look that up and work out what it is. But every time it would reset, I'd lose the kilometres on the trip meter. So the numbers that you see there are based on the GPS kilometres. And the last thing that was awesome were the lights, the Baja XL80 lights there. We had to mount a bit of a rescue mission on Saturday night to go and pick up one of the other fellas who was stuck out there, and he ended up with a puncture about 20 minutes after an earlier puncture, so he had no tube. So he was stuck at least an hour and a half probably from where we were down at the pub. He's riding a 500 as well, and if he had to come home with the standard headlight, which you can see there, that is just dangerous. So I rode the entire way back next to him and lit up the road for him, and we were safe as houses, so it was great. So fantastic headlights, really happy with those. It makes the difference between a safe ride and a sketchy sort of a ride. Basically the bike handled everything that I could throw at it. We did single track, we did twin track, we did road, we did hills, steep, loose stuff. This thing just handled it perfectly. Of all the bikes on the trip, and there was a couple of 500s, there was a 690, there was a DR 650, and there was a KTM 1290. The 500 did all of it, and it did it with ease. So yep, I'm still sold on the idea that this is the perfect lightweight adventure bike, especially for where we live here in Victoria. Out west, up north, maybe a different story, but down here I think they are ideal. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to this channel and you can catch the highlights from the actual trip. For now, that's the wrap up. Ride safe. See you in the next video.